Hello everyone. I think I've got the best place in the house next to the fire here, so apologies for that. Welcome to Nancaro and welcome to our first ever style seminar. I think we picked the perfect venue because it's the epitome of style loving, so congratulations to Nancaro for everything they've done. So without any more ado, I will ask Lindsay to step up. I'm praying that this stuff hangs together. Yeah, it's the right hand arrow button. Okay. Over to you.
Great, thank you. Hi everyone. I was okay about this until I knew I was being filmed, so now I am nervous now. But bear with me, and we'll go from there. So I'm Lindsay from LINTERIOR Design, and I've got lots of pictures for you to look at rather than lots of text, but just to prompt me to start with, we are a small family-run business producing soft furnishings in Cornwall. We make them all in-house in our own workroom. I started it in about 2007 in retail premises, but before that I worked for a property developer, and before that I worked for Laura Ashley. The business consists of retail premises in Weybridge, so we've got a full set of books and a library in there, and obviously there's always somebody in there Monday to Saturday. And we also have the premises at home in the barn, not quite as fancy as this. So again, we've got a full set of fabric books there. There's our workroom, and there's the fabric books. So we've got about 80 brands, and we've got about 750 books, I would imagine, in each premises. We've got about 80 fabric companies, so we start entry level, £15 a metre, right up into the Chelsea Harbour brands. I realise holiday lets have to be very practical, and obviously cost is always part of that. Our team are all in-house, we don't outwork anything, and like a lot of companies in Cornwall now, it all goes up to the Midlands to factories, but ours is all handmade in our workroom, and you can come and have a look at it if you want to. We've got quite a few different clients, so we do hotels, obviously. We do 80% of our business is holiday lets and second homes, much to the locals' disdain, but it is what it is. And we do, country houses. We've done massive manor houses down to a tiny little one-bedroom cottage in Padstow. No window has beaten us yet. This was a massive window at Porthtowan, and it's basically a circle in a triangle. Quite a feat, and it was a bedroom, bizarrely, so obviously you have to be able to sleep with blackout lining. This is a recent one we've done in a big manor house. These curtains, I think, are about 5 metre drops or something crazy. And this is a holiday let we've recently done near Trebetherick, I think. The interesting fact is, obviously, with a lot of, I don't know how many of you have coastal properties, the architects are obsessed with either putting in triangles or massive glazed windows. So a lot of the windows are doing at the moment on a silent bliss wave system, which basically means you can span, I think we've done a 14 metre curtain, and they just glide very easily. A little bit of residential, just some before and afters. Everyone always loves these. This was the same kitchen before and after, quite simply. And another shot of the kitchen. Again, even relevant to holiday lets, it's a Howden's kitchen. It doesn't have to be a 30,000 handmade kitchen. I think importantly, if you have nice tiles and nice worktops, you can really change the look of the kitchen. And that is definitely a Howden's one, I know that. And again, before and after with bathrooms. I think the important thing is to keep things nice and plain. That suite was actually from Trago Mills. So again, it doesn't have to be Villeroy and Bock. We understand that everyone has got a constraint of budget. Again, it's just a sitting room before and after. Okay, so these are just a few different shots. Again, very affordable fabric, lots of nice squishy cushions. These are just some holiday apartments we did. Sorry, just got down for you. So just some different ones. Again, hasn't got to be crazy money. These are all very affordable, lovely fabrics and everything. So we can do headboards, we do cushions, bed runners, lampshades, lots of wallpaper. That isn't Photoshop, that is actually a real view, so that is super amazing. Okay, and there's another view. This is quite interesting because we tend to be very country or very coastal. This was actually at the Ideal Home Show, and it's a kit house that they bought and they put on a plot at Rock, I think. And they were very brave and went for very brave alternate lines. But I think it looks great. Again, another amazing holiday let, pools there, looking straight out over the sea. £18 a metre fabric, but made up, I think it looks fantastic. Again, another one we've done. Just flick through a couple for you. Okay, interestingly, I don't know if any of you have shepherd's huts, but we've had 2 or 3 in the last couple of weeks come in. So I think it's and these people actually have 2 cottages, and I think they're finding it an additional room or bed. So we've done quite a few of these, and I don't know if
The
any of
archers.
you...
Okay,
yeah, maybe it's starting a new trend, but they are absolutely amazing what they can fit into these little shepherd's huts.
I have to make a pitch here. We have a little brand called Classic Glamping as well off the side.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Lindsay will sort that we'll do the interior deck and we'll rent it for you. But it's going really well, Stephanie.
Yeah.
In terms of return on investment, glamping is quite hot, but it's also quite a good proposition. So if you want to talk to us about glamping, you can do that as well. So that's the time shed at home.
Yeah, I mean, from what I gather, they literally come fitted out, so, you know, other than the window dressings and what you put in, the crockery and everything, they are really good. I think this is a company in Devon. Again, this is another really nice holiday let out on the Roseland, so we do cover all of Cornwall, we coast to coast, everywhere. These are just examples of some really nice curtains. Again, I just think if you put it on a nice pole, it makes such a difference. No harm to B&Q or Homebase. Again, this is another silent gliss wave system, so it's a huge expanse, and the runners are in the bottom of the pole, but you don't get such a massive stack back. Although that is one curtain going one way, that usually would be split into 2. And again, another little holiday cottage recently in St Ives, so very, very plain, but with the headboards, cushions and lampshades. It's just, that photographs beautifully in a brochure. And again, some more examples of different Roman blinds. Okay, something really interesting that you should all know about. So as of February 2014, a new law actually was brought out for chains, whether it be a Roman or a roller blind. It's the BSEM 13120. Anything fitted before that date is okay. Anything after the date has to be safe. The only thing I'd say, as you are all renting commercial properties, I would really think about your chain situation. So there's a couple of things. I've got to do it in the right order. 2 things have changed. So obviously it's due to child ligature, and obviously I'm guessing most of you have children in your lets. First of all, the back of the Roman blind has a toggle now. So if the child gets its head stuck in here, the toggle obviously stays here, so you don't have a choking hazard, but it gives away. The other thing is, there's lots, it's not like a seat belt where all the brands of seat belt obviously work in the same way. Each company that make the blind kits have their own system, so it gets quite complex. The crux of it is the chain has to be 60 centimetres off the floor if it has an integral breakaway. So whether it has a breakaway here or, I'll do a demo, pretend I'm a wall. Okay, that comes away. So that one can be 60 centimetres off the floor. If the chain doesn't break, it has to be 150 off the floor with a plastic lock to the wall. But I would say it's something for you all to really think about, because I think the litigation with trading standards are inspecting everyone. We've even heard about it in Cornwall, so feel free to have a look after. Okay, again, as I mentioned earlier, lots of triangular windows, half triangles. Obviously, again, it's in a bedroom, so you have to have curtains. As we make everything off templates, you know, that's no problem. Again, just a couple more holiday lets. Just lots of different fabrics, headings. Okay, I'm not going to touch on this much, obviously, because we've got a lovely lady here who's going to. This is actually one of our customers that was recently divorced, had loads of furniture given to her, and it was dark, and it was pine and everything, and we just painted it all, and I think it looks fantastic. And it's a really good way to make all your stuff cohesive, so, you know, the dark and the pine might all be screaming, but painted and all tonal colours looks great. But I'm not going to say much because we've got a lady there. Again, this is another little holiday let we did near Weybridge, really cute in a mill, and we also offer an upholstery service, so that little red cushion there, or quite big cushion, is fixed upholstery. This is just a cookery school, Philly Way. I don't know if anyone's heard of it out on the Roseland. It's my brother-in-law George. So we did his blinds with safety chains, even in the kitchen. So interestingly, even above the kitchen worktop, they have to be 40 centimetres off the floor. So you can imagine in some circumstances, before this spool was invented, like a year ago, they had to be locked. You'd be, trying to climb up, and it was just, on occasion, you had to say, we can't easily fit a blind here today. We offer a mood board service, but I'll touch more on that in a minute. Just lots of different photos there. We offer a free measuring and fitting service. So my husband does all the measuring. Obviously, we cover all of Cornwall. We do that because the only time things are made the wrong size, with all due respect, usually the customer's measurements. So it's thinking about tiles in recesses that you've got to take into account. And we cover all size projects, so just one window, or we can do a whole house. So we have another string to our bow now. Our daughter has a degree in architecture and interior design. She's now offering, we found that obviously a lot of people are coming in saying, can you do bathrooms and can you do this? And we've measured 100 windows in the last 2 weeks, so we simply haven't got time. So we can now pass that over to her. Okay, these are our top tips for holiday accommodation. I mean, as you all know now, everyone Googles, everyone looks on the computer, Instagram, Facebook, we update our accounts every day. A picture speaks 1,000 words, and that spot decision, people are going to click you or not, really. So some of our top tips, you might agree or disagree, but this is what we find. We get feedback from a lot of owners when we're out. It doesn't matter where they are, what they do, the decor is so important. I'd say plain bed linen, gone are the days of dormer curtains and matching bedspreads and everything. It's just less is more, concentrate on the things you can change and keep everything else plain. My other prop. So what we try and encourage is a coordinated scheme. So, for instance, have your curtains in the boat, and maybe your cushions in the stripe, and maybe something else in the shower, lampshades, rather than, to feel you have to have everything in the boats, and it just a little less contrived, I think, really. As I've mentioned before, lots of plain walls, with or without a feature wall. People really now are expecting a home from home. They're expecting to come on holiday and have everything. And as much as I love Cornwall, and obviously you can note I am Cornish, when it is raining for weeks on end and they're in the holiday let, they want to be comfortable. They want to have cushions and feel like they're at home. Painted or light wood furniture, I think, unless it's like an old hall or something, it just gives you a nicer look and it photographs so nicely. As I mentioned before, even if it is a really entry-level kitchen, as long as you've got some nice tiles and worktops, it can really improve the look of it. I think you've got to be truthful with your decor. I think particularly a hotel will find this. They'll do up 30 rooms, and then somebody turns up to the 31st room that's not done. And the same with a holiday let. You might have 3 rooms, 2 of which you've just refurbed, but then there's the one that's not. So I think you've just got to be very truthful and photograph and show everything, really. Quality fixtures, they can be the range. The range do some amazing mirrors and bits, but if you're going to spend your money, spend it on the things that look nice and on quality fixtures. So pictures, mirrors, lamps and curtain poles, it makes such a difference, I think. And again, plain bathrooms, that includes sometimes tiling, just less is more. And if you want to bring in colour and pattern, bring it in maybe in your towels. So our top tips to avoid are busy tiling. So I don't even know how to describe busy tiling. Fussy.
Probably the days of like a farmhouse kitchen when you've got 10 different colours of tiles and it all becomes a little bit too much. And then your whole scheme is looking at the tiles and you have to bring it in around that. So I think that those days have perhaps gone a little bit.
Too much wood. I think, I have been, not any of yours, I did another talk once for a national thing, and we were looking through and, there was like wooden floors and wooden bits on the sofa and a wooden kitchen and wooden skeleton, and it was just like this feast of wood, and you just couldn't look and you thought, well, it looked hard and cold, and so I would, painted wood, maybe. Cheap cushions is my pet hate. I know you can go to Asda or Homebase or anywhere and buy a hollow fibre cushion, and A, they don't photograph very well, they look absolutely horrendous in photos, and B, again, for your customers, they're not really comfy. They want to squish into a nice feather cushion. take away obviously allergies. And try not over coordinate. Another thing we quite often see is
red curtains with maybe
red placemats and red salt and peppers and just all so much, and it's just too much. And you know, I just think sometimes it needs breaking up. And I think a great thing to get inspiration from is your boutique retreats. You know, those properties, they're great, aren't they?
And classic.
Yeah, but you know, because they were hand-picked and but almost to a degree, it's almost
extreme,
yeah. But it gives you inspiration to look at those photos to think, you know, what have those people done. We welcome any questions, and if you come and see us, we have 2 little resident sausage dogs, so they're either usually in the shop and or the showroom with us. And yeah, if you've got any questions really, or have we covered everything?
Where did you just say inspiration from?
Well, any of your properties, you know, I think it even, you know, get onto classic and just look through. And I mean, I don't know which any of your properties, but I'm guessing, you know, and you know as the company, I'm guessing the better book properties are the ones with amazing decor and Wi-Fi, obviously, but not necessarily a whirlpool.
No, it's an emotional decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, you capture the emotion, and what you've just said about pictures.
Yeah.
It's the difference between buying a house and renting a house. Is our customers spend thousands of pounds, perhaps,
They do.
off a few pictures. Might be 20, 30 pictures, but they're pictures, and that's where they're buying from. So the photogeneity is the difference between a holiday home and a home you're buying for yourself. It's how do you make that appear right in a photograph. That's about focal points. Everything you've been saying. So always photograph the property.
Look at it.
Look at it on the camera and say, actually, how's that going to feel? Because on print or on screen, that's how your customer's going to be viewing it.
So, any other questions? Have I scared you all with the blind safety?
Is there anything you particularly do with pet-friendly accommodation?
I suppose pet-friendly, big things are floors. You know, if you've got tiles and wood, I would have said,
perhaps
isn't it?
more durable fabric where you put in.
Yeah, like we understand, we know holiday let, especially one booked 40 plus weeks, is going to get an absolute hammering. I mean, it's just a fact, it really does. So just everything durable, I would have said. Nobody asked me the question I got asked last night. Well, why are all the cushions on the bed? And where, this guy kept saying, where do you put the cushions when you get in the bed? And I was like, just on a chair. I was like, he asked me like 5 times, and I was like, I've never thought about where you put them.
It's healthy nothing.
It's amazing. It is, yeah.
All over the place and stuff in the back of the wall. They move them all over the place.
Yeah. I know. So, anything else? Anyone? No? I mean, obviously after, come and have a look at the blind thing, and I can talk to you in a little bit more detail and maybe go from there. But thank you very much. I'm sorry.